Our children are not supposed to suffer from all these conditions that we make them believe. Imagine making a child to believe that they are autistic from that early age, and then you take them to a school for special needs, and this child is actually indoctrinated to believe they are the weaker generation, that they cannot come out of autism because now you're in a special community. You know, you deserve to be here with other people who have suffering from the same conditions. But I thought if you want these genes in quotes to disappear, you are supposed to intermingle. Just the same way, if you want genes of bad character to disappear in a family, you intermarry. Different communities, different clans marry. That was the essence of getting the bad genes out of their lives. But now you take these children and put them in a rehab center. You put them in a special school. These children are woken up so early. These children are fed with the same food that actually they left home. So they are going there, they are fed with rice, chapati, maharagwe, ndengu, and all these carbohydrates. They are given pasteurized milk. They are given more of this food. Sometimes they are treated to a special diet and they are brought pizza. Autistic children being given pizza, still eating wheat, messing their guts. And we just say the gut has a direct relationship with the brain. And then there's an NGO that is coming with medication. Okay, this is a package for autistic children. Give it to them. We care about African children who have autism. Do you? Protect those children by all you have. Protect your children by everything that you have. It is your duty to do that. And this is a duty for fathers. Protection is a duty for men. Wake up. Wake up. You can't be asking for anal sex from a woman, from your wife, and you're telling us you're a man. You're not. Just tell us you're in that generation and we classify you there. You can change the kitchen of your children. You don't have to push your children into schools that are actually going to indoctrinate them and make them believe they are weak. No African child is weak. They keep on bringing in vaccines. And these vaccines, we don't even question them. Our regulatory bodies don't even question vaccines. COVID vaccines were coming from wherever they were coming from, straight to Kenyatta Hospital. Straight. Yet we have a national quality control laboratory in Kenya. Yet we have the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. The only thing we see is people with pot bellies and a tie standing on the doors of the aeroplane, clapping as the vaccines are coming in. And on the other side, your favorite minister is there, is reading, scaring you all through and telling you, now we have come out with a solution. There are vaccines that are coming in. 10 years down the line, we have all these deformities in our children. We're wondering where this coming from. But the mother took the vaccine. People take vaccines and still get disease. I got TB, tuberculosis, and yet I have a vaccine for TB. So how did I end up getting TB when I had a vaccine for TB? I am a doctor. How about you, who has no information about these things? And I want you to tell me, what vaccine do you know has changed people's life? Name one. Tell me about polio, right? At least that one I'll accept. But tell me any other vaccine that has actually changed people's lives ever since you were born. You had there was bad flu. Yes, polio you accept. There was bad flu. There was H1N1. The bad flu changed to become COVID. So the vaccines that were put on the shelves just they were converted to just become the same vaccines for now. Yellow fever changed whose life? Yellow fever, you're being given it right now to keep on going out so that you can actually fly out of the country. Tetanus is a toxoid. Toxoid. You think your body is so weak that it cannot handle tetanus. There is no microorganism that can survive in that body if you have the highest immunity. And how do you have high immunity? That's what we do here every other time to tell you to fix your diets. Does it hit you? There are children, and this is why I like Kushites. There are children in this generation that have never seen a vaccine, and they are so well. Autism, the causes are very easy. The biggest of them all is diet. And when I say diet, let me just say products. And the major part of the products is MSG and fructose, which is sugar. So, fructose or sugar in all forms, seed oils that actually destroy the brains and the neurons, wheat products that actually mess up the gut so that you cannot absorb nutrients in the adequate amounts and optimum amounts. These are the things that actually mess up these children. And they start with the pregnant woman, or even before you get pregnant. So start fixing your diet right now if you're hoping to get pregnant. That is one. Number two, there is accidental stress on the neurons. Now, I don't believe in the word accidental, but this is possibly maybe an accident naturally or trauma, okay? But let's just say accident of the neurons, inflammation of the neurons, of the nerves. So how do we end up having inflammation of the nerves? The same food that causes inflammation of the gut. You know very well. And guess what? What fixes nerve damage or inflammation in the system is cholesterol. So the liver uses cholesterol to fix inflammation, whether for the brain, for the nerves, for the gut, for the blood vessels, cholesterol. So therefore, increase the cholesterol levels. Another one is antioxidants in the system. Low antioxidants, let me say that, low antioxidants. Antioxidants are what the liver uses to actually clean up the system. And the best antioxidant is actually vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin, which means you cannot absorb it from the vegetables without eating the fatty meats, because it has to dissolve in the fat for you to absorb it. Or if you're doing vegetable salads, and then top dress them with either coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil, so that you get to dissolve them in the fat and then you absorb them in the small intestines. And the vitamin E will be used as an antioxidant by the liver. But there's another good antioxidant that I told you. Those of you who remember, the one that is found in cabbage juice. What is the antioxidant? Cabbage juice, when you're making a cabbage juice, you just blend cabbage plus carrot plus bell pepper plus the coconut flesh. You make a carrot juice. This is very healthy for your babies. And there is a compound in the cabbage that naturally the liver uses to detoxify the system. Vitamin C is an immune booster. It's not an antioxidant as such. That compound is called glutathione. Now, glutathione is rich in the liver. Glutathione is rich in cabbage. Glutathione is rich in green leafy vegetables. And this is what the body uses to detoxify the system. It is in a supplement, actually. And they give you a supplement that is synthetic. So they make a drug in terms of a supplement to help you in detoxifying the system. But you can get glutathione in cabbages. So use cabbage juice. And I've told you how to make cabbage juice. Simply blend cabbage plus carrot plus bell pepper plus the coconut flesh and give it to your children. Give your children bone broth that has all the minerals that they need, selenium, zinc, iodine, that is needed as a deficiency in autism. Give your children foods that are rich in omega-3, fatty meats, the liver, the eggs plus the yolks, avocados, and then cook their foods using the saturated fats, the ghee, the tallow, the coconut oil. If you can find the avocado oil, well done. So these are foods that are rich in omega-3. And you see omega-3 is also an antioxidant and it's also an anti-inflammatory. So simply understand that autism is inflammation of the nerves and also inflammation of the brain. So how do you treat inflammation? Supply antioxidants, supply cholesterol for healing. And then stop eating or feeding your children with things that actually cause these problems. Stop feeding your children with the milk formulas and milk powders. Stop feeding your children with those nutrition supplements in hospitals, the one that tastes like groundnuts. Stop feeding your children with foods from those food parlors and the restaurants. Stop feeding your children with wheat products. Some of you, your children eat a lot of queen cakes. Queen cakes, a child eats 6 queen cakes and then a pot belly is now protruding. Look at 6-year-olds weighing about 48 kgs. You're wondering, where is this one going to? The child is always having allergies, always having this blocked nose. And the child comes from school, 2 sausages, given margarine on bread. So he applies margarine on bread, and it happens like you can think that this is another piece of bread, another slice of bread, yet that is just a layer of margarine. And then you give them pasteurized milk, you give them yogurt. Stop feeding your children with products. Feed your children with healthy foods, and autism will not be a problem. So number 1, we say it is diet, of course. Number 2, we say it is the accidental stress to the neurons. And number 3, of course, is inflammation to the mitochondria. Now, this is one thing you should know, that your mitochondria is an organ that is actually an organelle that actually is a machinery, the energy machinery in the cells. So every food that you eat goes through the mitochondria and is processed to give you ATP, which is energy. Also, when you get inflammation in the system, or when you expose yourself to seed oils and all these foods that cause inflammation, they actually hurt the mitochondria by causing oxidative stress to the mitochondria. But the mitochondria is the one that actually detoxifies that again through oxidative phosphorylation. But when you cause oxidative stress to the mitochondria, this is where cancer starts from. This is where mental health condition starts from. ADHD is here. Depression is here. Anxiety is here. OCD is here. Autism is here. So when you mess up your mitochondria, and if you're an adult, the more you fast, the more you clean up the mitochondria. It's called mitophagy. So do you know of autophagy? Autophagy is when your cell cleans itself from the debris that are just there wasting time and converts them to energy. That is autophagy. But mitophagy comes after autophagy. So now cleaning the mitochondria to get the healthy energy sources, that actually provide energy for your brain and your cells. Also the nerves. And good thing is, the same foods that protect the liver, that protect the brain, that protect the nerves are the same foods that protect the mitochondria. This is the reason why I tell you fixing the gut is most important. It's the most important thing to any health condition. Number 3, low protein diet. Why am I saying low protein diet? Is because all the amino acids that regulate biological functions, they come from protein, animal protein. Stay away from the plant-based protein when your child is suffering from this. Don't give them dengus, soya beans, and all that. At least give them beans, because beans will supply them with folate. And folate is necessary in rejuvenation of DNA and nerve function. So the beans are the grains that you can actually feed your children on. Mash the beans and give it to them. Soak them in bone broth. Let them take that. It's very healthy. But all other grains, let them be. So if you have an autistic child, it's time for you to fix their gut. Give them, cook their foods in saturated fats, the ghee, the tallow, the coconut oil. Give them avocados as their only fruit. Feed them with healthy protein, the liver, the eggs, the meats, minced meat and all that. The chicken, the fish that have high content of omega-3. Drop all the inflammatory foods, the seed oils, the wheat, and the sugars in all forms, including fruits and honey. Feed them with vegetables and the vegetable soups and the blends, the juices, or the smoothies. Children are very adaptive. They will adapt to this. Do not say that, my child cannot taste, that cabbage is not tasty for my child. It is not tasty for you. Right now, children are feeding themselves on fermented cabbage. You even wonder, a child as early as 3 years, they are enjoying fermented cabbage. But because of your addiction to sugar, you want to make that addiction to be genetic. You want to pass it to your children. Of course, they will adapt on what you're eating. So at least eat healthy for them to adapt to do that, okay? You will save a lot of money, you save a lot of resources, and you'll change the lives of your children. Nobody wants to have a child who is autistic and who is suffering from all these conditions. But if you have one already, we don't stigmatize you. We tell you, you can simply reverse these things by feeding your children healthy foods. But you cannot push healthy foods on your child when you're eating unhealthy foods. That is you punishing that child. Because the child adapts they learn by adaptation, imitation, and observation. They observe you and they eat what you eat. There is no way a mother can eat 5 meals a day and still snack in between, and you expect your child to eat 3 meals a day. It's impossible. And now remember, we already 1-0 down because we are taking our children to boarding schools earlier. So whenever they are going to boarding schools or they are going to these private schools, whatever they are eating there, you have no control over. But make sure when they come back home, let them eat what they have to eat. Let them eat what you're eating. Let them have healthy foods so that by the time they're going back to schools, they have a healthy body and system. Let them play outside. Let them enjoy the sun. Let them sleep early. Deny them the phones. There's no reason why a child should have a phone. Even if they have CBC, give them possibly an hour or 2 for their assignments, and that's it. Don't be a slave. The governments are not here to change your child's life. So basically, solutions: increase protein diet, make it fatty. Number 2, cook using saturated fats. Number 3, increase vegetable diets. You can do that through the smoothies. Number 4, increase the organ meats, increase the eggs. Number 5, avocado juice is very perfect. Let avocado be the only fruit. Number 6, give them beans for the folate. Number 7, give them nuts. You can ground the nuts and make the peanuts, not the processed one, the natural one. Give it to them. They'll get the magnesium, the selenium, the vitamin E, and the zinc. And if you can grind it together with pumpkin seeds, the better, because of the zinc. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you reverse autism. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you reverse all these health conditions that happen in our children. This is also how you prevent further occurrences of this condition in your children.